Hey everyone, welcome to Money Talks But Slowly. I'm Alex.
And I'm Sam. We're so excited you're here.
Sam, can you tell our listeners what we do here?
Absolutely. This podcast is special because we talk about money using simple, easy words. So if you're learning English or if money topics confuse you, this is the perfect place.
That's right. We explain everything slowly and clearly. No complicated business language, no confusing terms.
Just two friends.
Just two friends talking about money.
And today is episode 1. Alex, what are we talking about today?
Today we're answering a big question. Where does your money go? We're going to talk about two things, taxes and banks.
Ooh, taxes. My favorite topic. Just kidding. Nobody loves taxes.
Right? But we're going to help you understand them. And before we start, quick reminder, if you enjoy this podcast, please subscribe, hit that button, and share this with a friend who's learning English or who wants to understand money better.
Yes, it really helps us grow. Okay, Alex, I'm ready to learn. Let's talk about taxes.
Okay, Sam, let me start with a question. You have a job, right?
Yes, I do.
And when you get your paycheck each month, is the amount the same as your salary?
No, it's always less. My contract says I make $3,000 per month, but I only get about $2,400. Where does the other $600 go?
Perfect example. That $600 goes to taxes. The government takes it before you even see the money.
But why? I worked for that money.
I totally understand. It feels frustrating. But here's the thing. Taxes actually do something important. Let me explain with a story.
Okay, I'm listening.
Okay, imagine you live in a small town with 100 people. Everyone says, we need a road so we can drive to work. But building a road costs $100,000. What do?
Everyone could pay a little bit?
Exactly. If each person pays $1,000, you can build the road. That's basically what taxes are. Everyone pays a little bit so the whole community can have important things.
Oh, so taxes pay for things we all use together?
Yes, things like roads, bridges, schools, hospitals, police officers, firefighters, the military, public parks. All of these need money to exist.
Okay, that makes sense. But Alex, I still have a question. You said I only get $2,400 from my $3,000 salary. Is all that missing money just one tax, or are there different types of taxes?
Great question. There's actually several different types of taxes. Let me explain the main ones. First, there's income tax. This is the biggest one. It's a percentage of the money you earn from your job.
Okay, so income tax is on the money I make. What else?
Then there's something called Social Security tax. This money goes into a special fund. When you're old and you retire, when you stop working, the government gives you money each month. That money comes from Social Security.
Oh, so I'm paying now, but I'll get money back when I'm 65 or 70 years old.
Exactly. It's like forced savings for your future. And there's also Medicare tax. That helps pay for health care when you're older.
Okay, so those are the taxes that come out of my paycheck. But are there other taxes too?
Yes. Let me give you a real-life example. Yesterday, I went to the coffee shop. I ordered a latte that cost $5, but when I paid, the total was $5.45. Do you know why?
Oh, sales tax.
Exactly. Sales tax is added when you buy things. In my city, it's about 9%, so every time I buy something, I pay a little extra tax.
That happens to me all the time. I think something costs $20, but it's actually $21.80 at the register.
Right, it's a little annoying. But that money goes to the local government, the city or state. They use it for local things like fixing roads or paying teachers.
Okay, so we have income tax, Social Security tax, Medicare tax, and sales tax. Are there others?
There are more, but let me mention just two more important ones. Property tax. If you own a house, you pay tax on it every year.
Wait, even if I already bought the house, I still have to pay?
Yes, every year. For example, if your house is worth $300,000, you might pay about $3,000 to $6,000 per year in property tax, depending on where you live.
Wow, that's expensive.
It is, but that money pays for local schools, police, firefighters, and maintenance in your neighborhood. And the last one I'll mention is capital gains tax. This is a tax on profit from investments.
What does that mean? Can you give me an example?
Sure, let's say you buy some stock, a small piece of a company, for $1,000. 5 years later, you sell it for $2,000. You made $1,000 profit, right?
Right.
The government says you have to pay tax on that $1,000 profit, maybe 15% or 20%. So you might pay $150 to $200 in capital gains tax.
Okay, so basically the government wants a piece of almost everything.
Kind of, yes. But remember, that money comes back to you in different ways: roads, schools, safety, healthcare. The important thing is understanding where your money goes and why.
Okay, I feel better about taxes now. I still don't love paying them, but at least I understand why they exist.
That's all we can ask for. All right, let's move on to our second topic: banks.
Okay, banks. I use a bank, but honestly, I don't really understand how they work.
Most people don't. Let me ask you this: where do you keep your money?
In my bank account, it's safe there.
Right, but here's a question that might surprise you. When you put $1,000 in the bank, do you think the bank puts your $1,000 in a safe and keeps it there?
Yes, that's what I thought.
Actually, no. The bank doesn't just hold your money, they use your money to make more money for themselves.
What? They use my money?
Yes, but don't worry, it's completely legal and normal. Let me explain how it works with a real example. Are you ready?
Yes, tell me.
Okay, let's say you put $1,000 in your bank account today. The bank says, thank you. Then they take about $900 of your money and they lend it to someone else.
Wait. They take $900 and give it to another person?
Yes, let me give you a specific example. Your neighbor, Maria, wants to buy a car. The car costs $20,000, but Maria doesn't have $20,000. So she goes to the bank and says, can I borrow $20,000?
Okay, and the bank says yes?
The bank says yes, but you have to pay us back $20,000 plus extra money called interest. You'll pay us $25,000 over 5 years. Maria agrees, and the bank gives her the money.
But where does the bank get the $20,000 to give to Maria?
From you, and from me, and from hundreds of other people who have money in their bank accounts. The bank collects all our money and lends it to people like Maria.
Oh, so the bank is like a middleman. They take money from people who have extra money and give it to people who need to borrow money.
Exactly. Perfect explanation. This system has a special name: fractional reserve banking. Let me break down that phrase. Fractional means a small part. Reserve means keep safely. So fractional reserve means the bank only keeps a small part of your money safely in the vault.
How much do they keep?
Usually about 10%. So if you put in $1,000, they keep $100 in the safe and lend out $900 to other people.
But what if I go to the bank tomorrow and say, I want my $1,000 back? They only have $100. What happens?
Great question. The bank counts on the fact that not everyone will ask for their money at the same time. Most people leave their money in the bank for months or years, so the bank can give you your $1,000 using money from other customers.
But what if everyone goes to the bank on the same day and says, give me all my money?
Then the bank has a big problem. This actually happened in history. It's called a bank run. Let me tell you a real story from 2008.
Ooh, story time. I'm listening.
In 2008, there was a big financial crisis. People got scared. They thought, oh no, my bank might close. I need to get my money out now. So thousands of people went to their banks on the same day.
And the banks didn't have enough money?
Exactly. Some banks actually failed. They closed completely. People lost their money. It was a disaster. But now there are more rules to protect people. In the United States, for example, the government has something called FDIC insurance.
What's that?
FDIC stands for Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. It's a government program that protects your money. If your bank fails, the government will give you back up to $250,000.
Oh, So my money is safe, even though the bank lends it out?
Yes, as long as you have less than $250,000 in the bank, you're protected. But okay, let's get back to the main question. Why do banks do this? Why do they lend out your money?
To make money for themselves?
Exactly. Remember Maria who borrowed $20,000 for the car? She has to pay back $25,000. That extra $5,000 is called interest. It's profit for the bank. Let me give you the full picture with numbers.
Yes, please. I want to understand this clearly.
Okay, you put $1,000 in the bank. The bank says, thank you, we'll pay you 1% interest per year. So after 1 year, you have $1,010. The bank paid you $10.
Okay, I get $10. That's not very much.
You're right, it's not. But now look at what the bank does. They take your $1,000 and lend $900 to Maria. They charge her 5% interest, so Maria pays them $45 in interest for 1 year.
Wait, so the bank pays me $10, but they earn $45 from Maria?
Yes, the bank's profit is $45 minus $10, which equals $35. They made $35 just by moving money around.
Wow, that's actually pretty smart. The bank is making money from my money.
Exactly, and they do this with millions of customers. That's how banks make billions of dollars in profit each year.
Okay, but I have one more question. You said the bank pays me 1% interest. That's really low. Why don't they pay me more?
Great question. Banks pay you low interest because they know you need them. Where else are you going to keep your money safely? Under your bed?
True. I definitely don't want to keep $10,000 in cash under my bed.
Right. So banks can pay low interest because people don't have many other safe options. But here's the good news. There are other options if you want to earn more money on your savings. We'll talk about those in future episodes.
Ooh, I can't wait. Okay, so let me make sure I understand banks. The bank takes my money, keeps a little bit in the safe, and lends the rest to other people. They charge those people higher interest than they pay me, and that's how they make profit.
Perfect. You got it 100%. Banks are basically money middlemen. They connect savers like you with borrowers like Maria, and they make money from the difference in interest rates.
This is so interesting. I've been using banks for years, and I never understood this.
Most people don't. That's why we're here, to explain these things simply. And speaking of explaining simply, we should probably wrap up this episode.
Already? Time goes so fast when we're learning.
I know, but let's do a quick recap. Sam, what did we learn today?
Okay, first we learned about taxes. We learned that taxes are money the government takes from us, but that money pays for important things like roads, schools, hospitals, and police officers.
Good. What types of taxes did we talk about?
Income tax, which comes from our paycheck, Social Security and Medicare tax, which help us when we're old, sales tax, which we pay when we buy things, property tax if we own a house, and capital gains tax if we make money from investments.
Perfect. And what about banks?
Banks don't just hold our money in a safe. They use something called fractional reserve banking. They keep about 10% of our money in the vault, and they lend the other 90% to people who need to borrow money.
And how do banks make money?
They pay us low interest, like 1%, but they charge borrowers higher interest, like 5%. The difference is their profit.
Excellent summary. See, everyone, you can understand money. It's not that complicated when someone explains it clearly.
That's our goal here at Money Talks But Slowly. We want everyone to understand money, even if English isn't your first language.
Absolutely. And hey, if you enjoyed this episode, please do 3 things for us. Number 1, subscribe. Hit that subscribe button.
Number 2, share this podcast with a friend. Maybe you have a friend who's learning English, or maybe you have a friend who wants to understand money better. Send them this episode.
And number 3, come back next week. In episode 2, we're going to talk about interest and credit scores. These are super important topics.
Yes, we'll explain what interest is, how it can help or hurt you, and what credit scores mean for your life. It's going to be great.
Thank you so much for listening, everyone.
We really appreciate you. Keep learning, keep growing, and remember, money talks, but slowly.
Love it. Okay, everyone. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.